You wanna go first? Are you
Right
there?
here.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, actually, you can go first.
All right, I'll go first. Well, as I wrote to you, April, I've been an actor and a producer. My biggest claim to fame is I co-starred and produced a Broadway show a number of years ago. I've produced a lot of other off-Broadway shows over the years. But like everyone else, I called myself an in-the-closet writer for many years. And so I decided to take the writing out of the hobby realm into the serious professional realm. So over the course of the last 2 or 3 years, I've written a couple of plays. I think I wrote you that we'd had an industry, like a Broadway producer reading of my play American Dream, and I got David Morse and Tamara Tooney. We had a first reading. We had Kathleen Turner play that role.
Amazing.
It was actually amazing to write a play and then attract that kind of talent to want to come and do it. And then David came back for the second reading because he liked the play. I had to table that play because I was working on another play that I just finished, and I have a producing partner, and we're rolling the play out to producers right now. But the reason I wanted to reach out to you is that I want to write and direct my own web series. And I have a concept. It's from a play that I wrote a number of years ago that I am adapting right now to, like a serialized format. Mm-hmm. And the question isn't really about raising money. I have a very unique way that I raise money for everything that I do, which I'd be glad to share with you. But it's more about the business strategy. Like, I know the theater world, and I'm also, outside of the theater world, I'm also a comic book artist for Marvel and DC Comics. And that's how I'm writing and drawing my own graphic novel. And I got an investor to put up all the money. So it's really about, I'm trying to understand, and I want to understand how it goes from a web series. Like, if I shot a pilot for it, or should I shoot 6 episodes, or and then how does one get it picked up, and how do you go take it around to get it picked up by all the different new platforms? So I don't really know that world at all, is really why I'm here.
Well, a lot of people don't. And it's a combination of a little bit of the festival circuit and shoot a little bit, because people shoot a lot and waste a lot of money, mm-hmm. and then send me these web series as a producer. And I'm like, there's nothing we can do with this. You probably should have talked to me after you've written the first season, before you shot anything. Because now they're in the hole, and they're like, we have to shoot season 2. We have to rework the concept because nobody will look at it. And I was like, right. You could have shot 1 episode, gotten some directorial feedback from producer or creative producers, which is what I am. And I'd be like, that's marketable. Mm-hmm. Like, people used to say, oh, shorts are silly. You don't need to do shorts anymore. Well, you don't need to do shorts, but it takes the same amount of effort to do an hour-long movie as it does a 15-minute movie. So make one or the other. There's no point in shooting 2 hours or a whole season.
Right.
Shoot low budget, small, great writing, like amazing narrative, right? And great actors. And that's not hard. Everything that we've done at Simon Says, there was no big money behind it. It was great scripts. And we are incredibly discerning about scripts. And so much so that that's actually become my job, because everybody on the team was like, you're a beast. I was like, yes, but this writing, we won't have to do anything. And I've never been wrong about that. When the script is good, you can send it to the biggest movie star in the world and they go, yes, at scale. And scale for a mini budget is like $135 a day. Like, they're good. So the thing is, the festival circuit is now changing, which was the way to do it before. The festival circuit is changing. So much of what's in festivals has already been to developmental labs that matter, has already been to Sundance. We've taken projects to Sundance. They have a special invited lab where they bring in the writer, they bring in 15 minutes of the script, and then the writer directs it, they watch it, they read the script, and then those 20 investors invest. Like, it's already decided. Like, it's done. There's so many ways, or Netflix is connected to you in some way. And Netflix, by virtue of, like, all of our films are on Netflix, or some of the people that we've partnered with, they've had things picked up by Amazon. You get in the loop that way, or HBO, and you get them interested, maybe not in the project you're working on, maybe in something else, but you use this project to build the relationship, because there is no application process for it now. Like, there really isn't. The one thing that you can do, which is what I'm teaching, hey, Garland's taking the business strategy. The thing that I'm teaching in the business strategy is if you build it, and you build it in such a way that people know where to come, it will happen. I am telling you, following, audience on social media. The end. The end. If you get a big enough audience, they will come for you. You don't have to do anything. As a matter of fact, the big YouTubers are like, I'm not trying to be, Netflix. You know how much money I'm making on YouTube? Check out the YouTube movies. There's a couple of YouTubers, well, not a couple. There's a bunch of YouTubers who are on tour with their musicals. There's a gay, kind of queer-themed urban musical that's touring. They are making millions of dollars. And people are like, oh, do you want to move to Broadway? He was like, what for? So the producers can, like, scramble around to make $8 million to get the theater and then put me up, and then I get, I don't know, $50,000 writer fee. Do you know how much I'm making on my YouTube tour? Do you know how much I'm making when we shot the movie and I could hire a film crew to shoot it? And then I just put it on YouTube and monetize it? Are you kidding?
Wait, but this is a musical that they put on YouTube? Their own
musical. There's a young actress out of England who has her own channel. She's gotten offers for shows. She's like, what do I need to go to Netflix or Amazon for? You don't pay me enough every time I run. They will come to you. It's kind of ingenious. Like, we've never been like, oh, Netflix, will you buy our movie? We were at Sundance. We were at Sundance, and we were beasts about getting our names out there. Like, beast. And I'm a social media, if you follow anything I do, you know I am a social media beast. But it's not just about putting out content. It's about building an emotional attachment to your content with your audience. And then lots of books were written. I know when I first decided we were going to produce Night Catches Us, Ron Simon's my friend. We've been in an acting company together, classical theater Harlem. He's like, hey, I'm making a movie. You want to come make a movie with me? You told me we should do our own work. I was like, yeah, great. He goes, cool. Here's the BlackBerry. There are a lot of people calling. Take it. And then he walked out. He's like, oh, we're going to be on set, like in Philadelphia. Get yourself a ticket and come on down. I was like, wait. That's how I learned to produce. And then he had messengered over several boxes. My apartment was filled with boxes. I read every book he told me to read. Emotional branding. I was like, oh. And then I put it in practice. I just started talking about my work being me. And it's really great when you make your own work because you're going to make what you're excited about. And then that excitement, like I'm excited about these mastermind groups because people are booking TV shows. People are making films and getting awards. I'm like busting out. I'm like, yes, stop waiting for somebody to fucking discover you.
Yeah.
Do this shit, right? That's exciting to me. And when I can open that door for artists and be like, look, you don't need anybody's money. You need a following. Because the same people you ran a Kickstarter for, a lot of people like, oh, I have investors. I don't need it. I was like, right. If you get a TV show, how does that TV show stay on television? Followers. I'm a Broadway producer. I'm a film producer. We look at the numbers every single night. We have people on social media who are looking at us. Okay, this is how we're tweeting. We're coming up in tweets. This is the energy we have. That's viral. That's not. Oh, today our impact on social media went down. There's like whole charts, day by day. Then we as producers run and go, oh my God, I didn't even know what to do. And I'm like, dude, I need to say something outrageous. So give me the video camera. Let's see. And I'm going to call some women in the Midwest. I'm going to be like, listen, Do you know what? And they're like, oh my God, no, that's ridiculous. Mother of George should be everywhere. It's for mothers. And then they organized a freaking campaign to get the indie theater there to show the movie. And they were like, the theater was like, who are you? I was like, people love what we do. All I did was put a bunch of, the woman who wrote Mother of George, for example, is a mom. It's about a mom not being able to have a baby. Didn't matter if she's a white mom, the woman in the movie was a mom. Guess what? Moms all over the world were like that. Before that movie was even made, the Ford Foundation was like, oh, you can like women's rights in Africa and here? How can we help? I was like, what? What? In Africa, we had sales reps coming to us. Oh, in South Africa, I can get you $30,000. It's like, it's already sold in Nigeria to Nollywood for a whole lot more than that. They're like, what? I was like, we didn't. The mothers and the Christian Association of Women all over West Africa were like, this woman has been writing about us. Oh, that's amazing. This movie should be in theaters. The actress, she's from Zimbabwe. Oh my God. When we showed it at the Angelica, producers, actors, okay, they liked Isaac de Bankole. They were like, deny whatever. But it was a bunch of mothers. And so they were like, oh, we love Isaac. Oh, and we are going to open here and here and here. They already had a tour set up. They were like, well, we usually have sales reps. I'm like, no. We write you a check. We wire the money. We get these men to do it. Come on. Done. Completely sold in West Africa. Completely. A market that America's like, how do we get into that market? Because Nollywood's making more money than Bollywood. And I was like, you create an emotional attachment to what you're making. Hence, whatever you're making, you better love. Which I could never get behind whatever I was auditioning for. Because I had a grandmama who washed floors for me to go to Vassar. And she said, if I see you with a fucking apron on, I will come get out my grave. I was like, this is on her deathbed.
Wow.
I will raise up. I bet my seat. Oh, man. What? I've been cleaning floors. She cleaned floors and sent me $50 every month. All through college. She brought my tickets home. She was like, my baby's going to Vassar College. She was like, no. So a maid wasn't an option. I turned down lots of maids' roles. I was like, a maid, sidekick to the white girl, the fat black girl, the sad black woman who does drugs. The ghetto mother. Oh, I got an offer. I won't mention the show. Can you come to the door in your underwear and your underwear going to have stains on them and your shirt's going to be ripped and you're going to be a little high? No.
Oh.
No. But why not? I was like, because you didn't see my solo show? My aunt was a crackhead who recovered. So she has a gun that she will pistol whip me with if I play crackhead on television. It's just that, like, you all are pretending to be from the hood. I actually am. And my family was like, you gonna do this crazy art stuff? You should have gone to law school. Then you better tell the truth. And the truth is not all this bullshit. What's all these comedians, nigga this and nigga that, and they ain't said nothing important. They were like, comedians in the 70s actually used to say something important. I better not see you doing no shit like that. Like, it's a lot of pressure in my family. Like, they're like, if you're gonna do this, do it to make a difference. And when I first started writing and little black girls came to my show, my first solo show, Liberty City, was mostly about this revolutionary dad from the 70s and his little 5-year-old who was turning into a socialist anarchist. She was 5. And that's the whole, like, play. Fathers brought their daughters. And people who had never seen a play came up to me in New York Theater Workshop. And this one guy had his daughter in her church dress. He's like, we just came from church. I was like, you brought your daughter to see this cussing show right after church on the Lord's Day? He was like, you hear that. But like a father loving his daughter and being like her best ace boon coon and telling her she could like bust it down and be anybody. Never seen that. So my little girl needed to see it. Little 6-year-olds being like, I never saw a play, but when you did that play, I was like, oh, I want to do a play. I was like, go do a play, girl. Go run a company. Psychologists produce shit. And so then my byline became, if a little 6-year-old me can't watch what I'm doing, I can't do it. Why they need to see me as a crackhead with stained feces on my drawers? Like, they were like seriously like, yes, you're going to have like brown spots. Like, no. This is a huge franchise. It's still running today. That would have been me as a crackhead with feces on my drawers for the next 150 years. No. If little black girls want to see a crackhead, all they have to do is walk down the street. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
They need another option. So my point is, whatever you're making, if you don't believe in it, Garland, 560%, it's going to be hard to sell. In which case, get somebody else to sell it for you. Right? So that's the first thing. If you are emotionally engaged with what you're making, other people will be too. That, and yeah, I produce a lot of content. It's all automated, which is what the business strategy mastermind group is about, right? We start with, I know you've checked your mastermind page and you know your homework already, Garland. If you've done all of it and you're gonna email it to me on Sunday, I know. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but the 4-hour work week, I swear by it. There you go. That is how we start. And I was like, if you listen to him, you could do all the things that I'm doing. And people are like, oh my God, you're always online. I was like, no, Doctor is always online. My intern's always online. No, that's a sales funnel. They're like, but you're not selling me anything. No. I'm selling you the idea of what you can do. And I'm selling it to you all the time. And finally, what I figured out when people asked me to do a TED Talk, and I was like, I did not apply to do a TED Talk. Somebody came to me and was like, you. I was like, but I cuss a lot. What y'all want me to do? Like, I had no idea why they wanted me. They were like, your videos. And then your solo show. I was like, but it's cussing. Like in all of them, I'm cussing a lot. And TED does not allow you to cuss.
Yeah. TED
is like, no cussing. So, yeah. Sarah Silverman, they threw her down a toilet, ripped up the footage, and talk about her like she's Satan at the TED Talk conferences because she's motherfucker, bitch. And I was like, I was like, you guys know what I do. And I got there during the speech, and they were like, well, I just think there are a little too many motherfuckers in here. And I was like, I agree. There's so many motherfuckers up in here. What I'm trying to do is reach them. And then we're like, no. And it's like this middle-aged woman, my grandmother's age, who I later found out was a nurse at the VA with my grandmother, was like, I'm not bothered by the profanity, but Ted doesn't really like it. Oh, so you're cool with the motherfucker. She's like, yeah, that's fine. And fuck is good. Ass, hell. Motherfucker, it's when you put the two together. I was like, we really had this conversation. I was like, but that's what people are buying. And she was like, no, they're not buying the cussing. They're buying you. And I was like, slavery's over. I'm not for sale. And she was totally not fazed by anything outrageous today. This white woman was like, you're not going to scandalize me. I am hip. She was just like, no. It's not about you being black. It's you. That never left me. So I threw out the speech. The guy's like introducing me, and I was like shaking, and I was like, I was so nervous. And I just walked out there, and you see in the camera, just take a moment. Because I don't want people looking at me. I know, this sounds crazy. You're an actor. Yes, when I'm acting, I'm a character. And when I'm teaching, I'm doing what I was put here to do, which is help people and help them believe. So it's not April. It's my role. Because I figured out that's what I'm supposed to do. And I just took the script and I was like, speak from your heart. What's on your heart? Because I talk the best and sell the best when I'm mad about something and I want to cuss somebody out. I have realized that whatever it is that I want to cuss them out about is something really vile if you're Facebook friends with me and you follow my posts, just look for those posts that say disclaimer right at the top or trigger warning. Someone has said something ignorant to me and I have to address it before they say it to other little Black girls in the world or other women and make them feel like half a person. And I just talked about the things that made me mad, right? That's, what's your story? That was what made you mad. Like, the questions that I ask writers, when was the first time you knew that your parents were mortal? When was the very first time someone told you you didn't deserve something? And Ted, that's how they present the questions. That's how you put your speech together. And I was like, this bitch, let me tell you about her. Beacon Hill, her name is, I didn't even bother to change her name in the script. I was mad as hell. Because I was 5 years old. And I remember what that teacher did to me. I remember it vividly. And probably because every single white teacher I have ever had cherished me. Like Mrs. Cooper, who was like, you're going to get this abacus. I was like, I don't know that, it's for boys. And she was like, every day we're going to have tea and cinnamon toast and we're going to work on the abacus for 2 years, even when she wasn't my teacher. Every experience that I had with white people up until that point was positive because my parents were like hippie revolutionaries and they only had people with good politics. So Black people didn't have good politics, couldn't be around me, call my hair nappy. And then white people didn't have good politics. My expectation was that people were going to treat me well. And so when they asked me that at 10, when was the first time somebody told you something? I was like, yeah, this woman, Mrs. Green. Because all the other white teachers I had were like, this only little Black girl in my school is like, she's a terror. I better go teach her. They're good to me. So she stood out as someone that was like, oh, you just looked at the color of my skin and you had an attitude. And no point was I like, she's right. Because I had other forces telling me she's wrong. So when you write from this place of, when was the first time you lost something important? When was the first time you felt less than? When you write about a moment in time, it's the same rule for acting and writing. Whatever is happening to you in this moment has never happened before. So the stakes are really high. Hence, I don't have to work at creating an emotional connection when I want to talk about something. I engage my clients. I'm coaching them. In my producing business, I run up against stuff all the time. I run up against people writing stuff. I'm just writing this to get produced. And I'm like, I can tell. We should go to HBO. And maybe they'll do something with it. Amazon will definitely pick it up. And they'll pay you $5.99 every time somebody watches it. But they got to watch the whole thing. And they probably won't on Amazon because it's a lot of bad ones. And then they're just like, bitch. I was like, no. There's somebody that likes this racist white guy somewhere. You should sell this script to them. That would not be me. And I can tell they're ready to be produced. They're not. They're like Trump. I'm just gonna say shit so you'll keep talking about me and be my ass. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna be an asshole because he's not bright enough to be anything else. But clearly, the entire conservative movement has been built on people just acting poorly. And why shouldn't they? Reality TV has made people more money than Jesus. And reality TV is all about being entertained by people behaving poorly.
Sad fact, yeah.
So,
True.
they feel passionately about behaving poorly because most of them are bipolar or they're depressed or schizophrenic or neurotic or sociopaths who really need to be seeing a therapist. But instead they're acting it out on television because somebody will give them money for it. So they do all these amoral things, videotape themselves copulating with other people. Like, what has happened to us? These are the people that, 30 years ago, we'd be like, you need to see somebody. Not advertise them. But now we realize that these people who are in so much agony and pain that they can cop a dime off of their pain. And that's what they're selling. And they're passionate about it because they're so fucked up inside.
Wait, does that mean it's wrong that I really care about Rachel finding love on The Bachelorette this season? Because I'm really kind of
No,
I gotta,
because I love
I'm embarrassed
Millionaire
now.
Bachelor. I mean, what is it? The Millionaire Matchmaker? I love it.
All right.
People finding love, fucked up narcissistic men being called out for their shit, and they're like, I need somebody. And I'm like, yes! Like, I love it. I love it. Depends on the show. Like, people behaving badly. Like, it depends on the show. But that whole idea, again, even if it's negative, those people are operating from the only place that they know how. They're pain, and they have no other option. You act from your joy. You act from, as Ron Simons always says to me, if I'm sitting across from somebody, because he loves taking pictures. He's like, we're going to act IFP, and I'm going to take these pictures. I was like, I ain't listening to no shit if I ain't read no script. And he says, you're just evil. I was like, because everybody can pitch. This script could be bad. That happens all the time. I was like, this is 2 hours of my life I sit across from these people. There's nothing I can do with this script. This is like notes on Post-its. And he says to me, we will give it a shot if the person talking about it is passionate about what they're making. We will give it a shot. And I'm like, he just listens and sits there for hours. Like, I am just about independent filmmakers pitching to producers. I mean, hours. It's like a week of pitches. And they just move, and I'm like, oh, Lord. But you know what? Like, 50% of them are passionate about what they're making, and the others are clueless. But 50% are so passionate, and I'm sitting there going, this isn't going to make a dime, and you're actually going to pay for this to get made. But it should be in the world because you're passionate about it. So in terms of all of these classes, I haven't even gotten to the workbook. Y'all just got me all like zoomed up. Ricky, before I move further, and Garland, do you all have some questions that you want me to answer in this next 45 minutes?
No, I can't think of anything right at the moment. I mean, I was just rereading the emails, and I've been reading the book, and I've got to get launched. So I'm going to get started on launch, like today or tomorrow. No, I think one of the things for me that's just been a sticking area, which I think listening to you and working with you is going to help me get over, is the whole ideological problems with the crackhead role with the feces and all that shit that's out there, and the reality TV acting bad and how they're making money. Because they're making money, but from a more maybe this is stupid, but more philosophical point of view, or looking back and trying to help humanity point of view, it's like I don't see that as helping humanity very much. I see that as great, helping them keep from harming other people because they're making money instead of breaking into houses in their pain and anger and all of that, right? But or going out and whacking people in the head with a lead pipe at the bus stop, right? Because they're so angry and fucked up. So okay, that's a good thing, I suppose, is keeping sociopaths off the street and employed. So I suppose that's good, but that whole kind of ideological thing of being a part of this machine that so rules our lives and cultures so much, and being able to sleep with myself at night, even if I might have a fat bank account in the process, being able to sleep with myself at night and know I did something good, like what you were saying about little black girls, want to do right by them, So that for me is like kind of been a sticking point for a while, for a number of years now, actually. And so, but I feel like, I feel like talking with you and working with you is helping me to find a way through that mountain, find the tunnel through that mountain, or the path to the light through that mountain. So, so I think any of my questions might start from that perspective,
Well, you have a problem.
I know, a huge problem. It sucks.
You're a black person in America, and black people love to preach.
Yeah. God,
but they don't love to do anything about what they preach. Yeah. Ooh, I'm being so much trouble. I was like, so what you've got to figure out as an artist is what is the battle you're fighting, and put your attention on that, right? You're going to constantly be asked, can you come and speak to this group about this? And can you come and speak to that group about that? And can you think about the civil rights movement? And I go, so here's a list of books. You should read about that, because that's not my battle. Okay? My battle is all black people should be in therapy Immediately, who's a black therapist? That's my battle. I was like, the Jews know Holocaust therapy. They invented it to deal with the fucking Holocaust. I was like, we're the only people going through a Holocaust that aren't like, we should get help. Like, we have no systemized way of getting help. And Jesus and Jesus and the fat legs is not the baby to help us, okay? A black person, therapist, who's dealing with the PTSD of slavery. I was like, that's my mission, okay? Everything else that all the black organizations are always like, can you come and speak here? Can you volunteer your time? I was like, I am volunteering my time with making people who feel disempowered, powerful in very active, concrete ways. I'm not here to give people the affirmation of the day. I'm here to teach people how to set boundaries. The one thing that people who have been damaged don't know how to do. And without boundaries, you can't make or create or be anything because you're responding to everything in the world instead of setting your own agenda. Boundaries. Therapists taught me that. And dating apps.
Dating apps? Is that what you said?
Dating apps.
Go fish. Plenty of fish. Okay, Cupid. And Tinder, baby, Tinder. I was like, oh, wow. You really have to practice boundaries for this to work. So the amazing things I was learning with my therapist, the amazing books I was reading about boundaries, and I was like, that's really being mean to a person. They don't know how to do it. She's like, just pretend that you're doing it because it's an exercise. Do it now. It doesn't feel natural. I was learning to set boundaries. Very easy with the dating app. When people are sending you pictures of their penis or telling you what kind of things they want to do with you sexually, you're like, oh, here's a boundary, block. Block and report. Here's a boundary. Oh, this is a form letter from someone. I don't read form letters when people are submitting their scripts to me. Why would I read a form letter from a man who wants to have sex with me eventually? No. Clip. Boundaries. Clip. I actually have the same rules for dating that I have in business because actually, until you got me, it's business, right? It is business. The reason I'm not your parent and you're hiring me to be your coach, and I have had students in the past right out of college, you're like, will you talk to my mom? I was like, no, here's your money back. They're like, what? I was like, because I'm not your mother. And I don't want to hear your mother's mouth about what I said, about what you were wearing, what you were doing, your attitude. My job is to have that boundary and to push you where I know you can go. So I keep the boundary. I don't deal with mamas. I don't deal with I feel. I do have a list of therapists that I send you to immediately. I don't do therapy at all. Boundaries. You can't get anything done without it at all. So one of those boundaries is to set an agenda and nobody can, people always ask me, come over here for Black History Month. Will you come and speak to the feminists? I'm not a feminist. That's not my battle. Next, I have no problems. Like none. That's not my battle. My battle is very specific. I go into the 4-hour work week. I do the dream timeline once a year. I reset up my five-year agenda, which is what we're going to do in the business strategy class. You're going to figure out what your worth is, what your time is worth. When I first did this exercise, my time was worth $325 an hour. I was charging people $150 an hour. Guess what happened? A month later, I was charging people $325 an hour. And guess what happened? I was then able to do a Kickstarter campaign and raise $100,000 in 30 days. I was like, oh, time, money, yeah, oh, okay. People were like, how did you do that? I was like, I came to an understanding that my time was money and that I need a following. And I already have pretty much a following, right? Something that I learned from theater when people weren't able to put butts in seats for my show. And I was like, oh, you can do something about this. And then I did the marketing myself. People were like, what the fuck is happening? And I was like, following, audience that I have connected to. I show up for them. I give them good content. I encourage them. I give them permission to cuss people out, kick their boyfriend out. I give them permission to say, fuck no, I don't want to do that anymore. I give permission to people to be like, I'm not having this bullshit. Fuck it. That's my job. You've been not honoring your personal boundaries, so your goals can't be reached. Well, after you listen to me, I'm going to give you permission to say, fuck that. This is the priority. And that's what all of these mastermind groups are about. We come at it different ways. The writers group, they started with writer outlines. So I have them take a 16-hour class with me called Focus, Finish, and Fund Your Script. And they have to learn how to do outlines. Because if you can outline and you have your 6 points that are getting you to the midpoint, your climax of the script, if that structure is solid, I can look at an outline and be like, this script is ready to go. And it's a much quicker way to write. You can write the script and then do the outline. And what I have found effectively is that once people have written something, and I drive that process, I usually have a weekend retreat, and I'm like, okay, by the end of this weekend, 250 pages. And everybody looks at me like I done smoked crack. And I was like, there's bagels, there's lox, there's cheese whiz, there's some quinoa vegetable bullshit. You don't need that. You got a nice apartment, you got a deck, fucking right. And they're like, you're evil. 250 pages by Sunday. We started Saturday morning. I was like, and they're like, oh. I was like, now do an outline. We started reading scenes, and I was like, what? Who's the protagonist? What happened? Yeah, right. Nothing. What happened? Nothing. What had happened was a bitch got kicked in the face. Thus, the inciting incident. And they're like, oh. And I was like, right. So now that you've written all these pages where nothing happens and people are in that position, now I want you to do an outline of those pages so you can see where nothing is happening. And they're like, oh. And then you're going to do an outline of your favorite movie. And then I'm going to give you a really bad script, like one that is painful. And I'm going to say, outline this. And it's going to take you 7 days, and it's going to be like 15 pages. A good outline should be 3 or 4 pages. And you're going to understand that this is what I'm going through when I'm reading your script. and they become like masters. They're like, they don't know what they're doing. That is total exposition. And scene 1.6, nothing happened. What happened to the through line? And they get it. But they have to have that intense weekly, you gotta do these pages with me, because there's gonna be a person at the other end that might curse at you, even though I never curse. Well, I curse at Garland sometimes. But it's all in love. Most of my other clients, I don't curse at them. I just curse about other people. But their thinking is, she is gonna cuss me out if I don't do this. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to paint a picture for you of what your life looks like right now. And then I'm going to say, you can continue to go to that day job at the bank and feel the blood draining from your face and watch all the bald 30-year-old men with the pot bellies walk by you and how miserable they are and see your future. You can do that, or you can get me the fucking 25 pages. I always get 25 pages. I'm not cursing at you. I'm simply telling you what you have already told me. That is why you were here, right? To stay on the agenda. And if I don't do it, other people in the class will, because they meet during the week. So we meet once a week for 2 hours, right? That's how all of these work. Once a week for 2 hours. All the homework is on the members only page. You get assignments ahead of time. You do the assignment. That is the content you present in class. You will have sent me that homework the day before class, so I can take a look at it. And I'll be like, woo. And then in the course of the class, I will give you notes. And everybody will like, oh, I'll give the first person notes, and they'll be like, oh, right, the structure is really wrong. I can't do a business account like that. Okay, great. And then we fly through it. We've already established what everybody's goals are in the first class and the private session that you have with me. So in my work, I'm building the class agenda based on what you've told me you need. So in the business strategy class right now, I have 2 people who are like, I need to make more money. I was like, you're making a bucket load of money right now. And I was like, well, you need following. You need an audience. And they're like, why? I was like, so that you can make money while you're sleeping. Because when you have an audience, they can buy your shit on your website. You got some little short movies, some shit, they can buy it while you're sleeping. So you have passive income. So you can go make 14 more movies. Indie movies don't make no money. They're like, I was like, yeah, why are you waiting for Netflix and monetize your shit on YouTube? Collect dollars. They're like, how do I do that? I was like, here's the assignment, right? It ultimately all boils down to audience. You can get an investor. Hi, Marissa. You can get an investor if you want. But then what happens when you make the thing and you can't put butts in seats? Because that is the penultimate. In the film world or web series, the sexiest way to get a web series done is either to make it go viral on YouTube, which is not going to happen if you haven't been posting a lot to YouTube in the past and creating a following. Or go to somebody really famous, somebody usually irreverent and a little scandalous, and partner with them and be like, can I post my web series on your website? They'll be like, totally, dude. And, you know, everybody hates this person, or they're always guaranteed to say something like from The Onion. And your web series is on there. So you're getting their 50,000 person following. And by virtue of the fact that your content is on their website, they have A-OK'd you. And so their followers are like, we need to watch it. Right? There might be cussing like our regular guys. It's going to be great. Right? And then the numbers soar. What they call the SEO, your Google ratings. They soar. And guess who looks at those? NBC, ABC, Netflix, Sci-Fi, everybody. That's where content is coming from. That's how we decide. What are those numbers doing? Every single star has an assistant attached to them to live tweet while they're working. You think you're talking to the actors? Okay, I will say the one actor I do know who does tweet herself is Danai Gurira. She is Michonne on The Walking Dead. Okay, I was having dinner with her. I've done a bunch of her plays in the past. We're wacky friends. I was like, if you pick up your phone again, I will break your face, and then I will slice down your face. She's like, wait. This dude said, is that crazy? Wait, after fun. I was like, seriously, a loser. You're at a fancy French restaurant tweeting about a zombie that you chopped and how the blood hit your face. Seriously? I was like, get off your phone. She's like, okay. I was like, is this why when I text you, I like get a response like 3 days later? She's like, no. I was like, everything else. She's like, it's so much fun. I'm like, work. She's like, you're at a Comic-Con? Oh my God, it's amazing. She's the only actor I know that actually does her own social media, live tweeting, live time. Check it out. Post on her page. You won't get a response. We'll be like, oh, fucking heck.
She's got Trumpitis.
Last night. She's good at it. But she loves it. She loves it. You know, she was a sports geek in high school. So, like, being an action hero is just, like, her penultimate dream. Like, she's like, everybody's like, there's no black superwomen superheroes. She's like, what does it got to do with me? I don't know what you want to do. Why? I don't be chopping people, kicking people, busting down doors. No, she totally fucking is. She's like, yes. No, I want to do my own stunt. Chop him. Yeah. Oh, that would be a love scene. No, more fighting. About Walking Dead. It's amazing. She's like, this is what you need to do. I was like, oh my God. She's like, yeah, you just use those kicks, right? You just like train with the kicks, right? So they can be real on camera. I was like, this what? Those kicks. I was like, you really love your work. I do. And her following reflects it. The producers are like looking at Twitter and they're like, oh my God. Play by play of what's happening on the show. People are tweeting. I'm a dweeb. I like scandal. Black girl gets most powerful white man in the world to do her bidding. What's not to like? Hello? I got the white man. My mother and my father may both be psychos, but I got the white man. Not just Moody. He loved me. The master of the universe loves me. He turned me for advice. Every black woman in America was like, holla back! Are you kidding? I'm really gonna be, and then a hot white guy is gonna bring me a fruity drink with pineapple show was brilliant. And we're all live tweeting as it's going. Did you see? Did you see? I rolled over her, kneel down, and served her. Oh my God! Yes. They have interns. Shonda Rhimes has attached interns to every single one of those actors. They have someone with them 24/7 in the car, in the cab, going to the magazine shoot, in between, bringing them water, and they're tweeting, and they're tweeting back at you. And I'm telling you, it makes a hit show. It makes a hit show. Nobody's looking at Nielsen ratings alone anymore. They're going to IMDb, and they're looking at that star meter. They are going to your Facebook page, right? When someone wants me to, I don't know, raise $3 million for the movie and get it into Sundance, I'm like, what's your following? Huh? Here's my business plan. What is your following? Because I can't get nobody to give me no money if you don't have no followers. Oh, well, you're counting on you. I said, well, we got our 50,000. What about you? That's not enough to keep it in theaters. They're like, I was like, yeah, that's not enough for people to tweet constantly. So your star meter goes up. So things go viral. That's how you get on TV. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Sales reps, the people who sell your film when you made it, guess what they're looking for? Numbers. Names and numbers. Right? How do they determine if a star can make money? Their box office. All of it's published right in the Hollywood Reporter. They made this. This is how much money was on their last film. She or he who has the most box office pow is a greenlighter. The end. Who gets a TV show offer from YouTube or web series? How many followers does that bitch have? Oh my God. Can you see her keep floating up in social media? We need a black girl. HBO. We got some white girls. Black ones are complaining. We need a black girl. Black girl making web series. And their team is following her. It's really just that simple. You're following. When I've shot something, last thing I shot, Gotham. Here are your numbers, because I have a team that I'm like, you know, I need my numbers. Here's the viewership last night. It was the highest viewership of the season. And I'm like, no. I had every motherfucker from Miami to the Bahamas to Cuba. People in Cuba trying to get it like on the back end, like, yo, can you run a wire across the field? Because So-so's cousin, you know, she's an Afro-Cubana, she's gonna be on this show. Like, I did social media like a motherfucker. People were watching. I did Clyburn Park on Broadway. When I went on, sold out the top balcony. They were like, how are you doing this? I was like, didn't I tell you this is what I was gonna do when I got the job? They were like, all those people, I was like, the producers came to my dressing room like, thank you. I was like, money in the bank, boo. Money in the bank. Following. When I work on a project, if the PR person isn't doing their job, somebody's going to do it. And somebody should get that money. I'm not saying I get people fired or anything like that. But don't ask me any theaters over that. I'm like, she's not doing her job. I was like, I got 50 hits last night from a sentence. That is how it goes. That's how somebody decides to produce you, because the masses have said, give me more of this. So the writers right now are not so much, although one of my writers is actually doing audience building while she's writing. Her name is Justine Hall. And you should follow Justine on social media. She is blogging on my Badass Actors page. She is on my website. She is on YouTube. She posts in all of the Facebook groups. She is getting followers. She is going to do her solo show in New York in a space, and she's going to fill the house. Just like my client, Kareem M. Lucas, who's also in the writer's group. He's like, I need to get out there. I need to do solo show. And no theater will pick me up. I was like, don't you need money? Aren't you a starving actor? You black, right? You ain't got no money. He was like, well, I got a little bit. You're black and broad and an artist. You need to make money. He was like, well, how? I was like, this show is going to make money. You can produce it. And you're going to sell tickets. How? We got 6 months, right? Chop, chop, boo. Chop, chop. It's like, oh, first you're going to do a fundraising campaign. And you have to create content. And you have to talk about why this is so exciting. And why you have to do this right now. And those people are going to be like, yeah. And you're going to ask everybody, for $10. $10, that's it. $10. And you ask the rich people, like ex-boyfriends who are stock traders and they're Jewish. Oh, he wouldn't have them. But I had them. So, you never supported me when we were together. Never. Dick. Oh my God. I totally hope he does not. 2 of them do not watch this video. Guilt, whatever is required to raise the money. Because I'm like, I broke up with you because all you care about is money. You are soulless and you are a capitalist. And they're like, yeah, and I know you like my art and you care about things. So write me a check. And they did. But the people who don't have money, $10. It's an amazing strategy. $10. If every Facebook friend you have gave you $10, not only would you have a shitload of money to do whatever you needed to do, including raise money for your salary, but you would also have, let's say you got 2,000 Facebook followers. If each of them gave $10, guess where they're going to be opening night? With their mama and their cousin. And then guess what they're going to tweet about? And so you don't have to ask them to do it. See, because they gave $10 because they watched the 4 videos and they've been following your blog and they saw your interview and they saw your tweet cussing somebody out and they're commenting. Every time something goes out, I get, ooh, April, that is just wicked. I was like, is it a lie? And then I get, LOL. I was like, you're following. I'm surprised that he follows. I'm surprised when I get white men, black men. I was like, my total target audience is irreverent women. Working class women. Working class intellectuals. That is my target audience. When I get like waspy rich women, I'm like, who are you? Where do you come from? Like some guy in Switzerland? I mean, I'm going to Switzerland. I have a gig in Switzerland. I'm going to just talk. And he's like, I follow you. I was like, you're not my target audience. You're like the whitest man in Europe. It's the most expensive country in Europe. I can't afford your country. They're like, no, we pay for everything. What you're saying is very important. I was like, wow. Sean found me. I was like, who are these people? I asked my business partner. He was like, they're not terrorized by you? I mean, I'm the partner and your best friend. I'm scared sometimes. I was like, no. I mean, like the men who follow me are like, they just keep coming. I don't. Now, when I get my Irish girls from Jersey or my Italian girls from the shore who are like, yeah, what you were talking, let's fucking do it. They got emails. They're like, I got my cousin who's going to shoot movies. And I tell you, that is my target audience. My working class girls who are white, who can't get a break in the industry because they sound like they're from the shore or they're from Jersey and people have called them stupid, like Mandy, were like, fuck that. I like this bitch. She was like, who are you? Here's the money. I'm going to study with you. We're going to fucking do it. I was like, all right. Like, she was like a beast. She was like, yeah, nobody else is telling me the truth. Fuck it. And they're just looking at me because I'm from Jersey. And I was like, hey, you mad, bitch? You mad? She was like, yeah, I'm sending some other Jersey girls to you. I was like, that's my target. We're the same person. We're like, fuck this. People have been trying to tell me I'm not good enough. Fuck that. And they get it in acting school too. Last acting school I taught at, my classes were full of the people of color and the white working class people from Jersey and Long Island who were put on probation. Oh, you have an accent. Oh, you didn't. And I'm like, bitch, has anybody in this faculty watched the fucking Sopranos? All of these motherfuckers gonna be working and y'all still gonna be here teaching. And you are just putting those students to the side and you just decided not to teach them because they're working class. What you're secretly calling trash behind closed doors. Oh, yes. All right. You call them trash behind closed doors. I know I'm a nigga behind closed doors. I know how this works. So people who've been shut out are my target. And they're not afraid because you're not coming to see me unless you're at fuck this. Like, that's where you have to get to. Yeah. Fuck this. Nobody is going to tell me that I should be making this amount of money, which for me was the driving point to make that, and like my family being like, you can't be a hoe or a crackhead or a maid or we will kill you, and they will pistol whip me. They came to my show in New York and commented during the show and spoke. Okay, I have that kind of family. So, yes, I can't be doing no crazy shit because they'll be like, you're embarrassing me. We sent you to fucking Vassar. Everybody put in money for you to go to Vassar. Can you get some subject verb fucking agreement? That kind of thing. So I just got to the point, it's like, I never have money. My father was like, how many degrees do you have? I was like, he's like, you know more than God. You have all them books. Every time a man comes into your house, he runs. Because he's like, this bitch should make all them books. Why are you not making? And I have had guys say that. Because I had a wall of books in my little apartment. Like a wall. I had it shelved up. And they were like, you read all the books? I was like, yeah. I cooked something. And they were like, but you read all the books? I was like, but I cooked too. And they're like, she said, I was like, really? Okay. Well, whatever. But I was struggling. And my father was like, well, what do people pay you at the theater? And I told him they were paying a regional theater, which I was working nonstop. And he was like, and then I told him what Showtime and HBO wanted to pay people. And he was like, wait, but did you tell me the people on the cop show was going to pay? I was like, yeah. And then the people with the romantic comedy, they gave you your trailer and they paid you some $1,000 a minute. I was like, yeah. And he's like, and you gonna go over here with these people? But that's the job. That's what the artist. He's like, no, this is all business. Just like you think them white boys in Batman at the time that was the movie. You think that them are working for $1.99? All the other motherfuckers on the set is working for Val is getting paid. I was like, he was like, I was like, well, I don't. He's like, you get paid the same way they get paid. I was like, well, how? Like, you make it a requirement for your presence. This is what I make. I'm gonna tell you this shit. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's the hardest lesson I have with all of my clients. Once you do that exercise in the 4-hour work week and you figure out what you are worth, you do nothing that is not paying you that. And you teach everyone around you. I am not going to do anything that doesn't pay me this. For example, okay, we want you to go on an audition for this off-Broadway play. Great, can I see the script? The script is 180 pages. Okay, and there are 20 pages of sides. Okay, that's good. Does the New York Times review this place? Yes. Okay, that's good. All right, so 180 pages, I've got to read it. That's 2.5 hours. I've got to analyze the character. That's another 1.5 hours. I got to learn the sides and really work them. That's another 2 hours. Okay, where are we at now? 5 hours? Okay, great. I'm going to take the train there. I'm going to wait around. I'm going to take the train back. That's 2 hours. I have now given this job 7 hours. If my hourly rate is $425 an hour, which it currently is, then this job needs to pay me for that 7 hours of prep time, the audition, and the callback. Every audition is a good 10 hours of work. You need to pay me for that 10 hours of work. And then when I'm actually getting the job, you need to pay me my $425 an hour. Now, how do you pay me that $425 an hour? You know, do you pay into my 401k? Do you pay into my equity weeks? Okay, I'll count that in. Because if the thing pays into your equity weeks, that's $900 a month for insurance you don't have to come up with for the year. Okay, I'll do. And then I look at the numbers and I go, okay, so to my agents, okay, so this is what it looks like here if they get my insurance. They need to come up with another $1,000 a week. They're like, what? I was like, otherwise, there's no point in me reading this script and doing this work because time is money. In that time that I'm preparing for that audition, I could have coached 4 people for $425 an hour. But I can't because I'm blocking out that day to do that audition. Your hourly rate, as you learn it, is your worth. And the way that you learn your worth is by creating a dream list of everything that you want to do and an ultimate budget that's attached to that, right? If you know 5 years, I need to make $80,000 a year, or I need $5 million to make a film in the next 5 years, then you figure out from that what your hourly rate needs to be and how long you need to work. And anything that does not meet that, you don't do. You don't do grunt labor. You don't do Google searches. You get an intern. You don't set appointments because that requires time. I used to spend 2 hours a day scheduling appointments. I automate it. People email me, I don't schedule outside of the app. This will be my last comment on that. I also don't email all day, as some people will learn. They'll be like, I didn't hear from you. I was like, because you knew the answer to that question, and I check email twice a day. The end. That's how I do everything I need to do. I prioritize what it is that I want to do. I create my hourly rate, and then I create a plan step by step to get me there. So let's talk about how I did that with some folks. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And where's Google? Okay. So guys, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Great. Okay. So each one of the people that I worked with, we had an agenda, and it looked something like this. Okay. Brittany Mirabile, who's the star of Purge 3, came to me, waiting tables. No agents, no representation, out of her training program for 2 years and couldn't get arrested. And I was like, let me see your website. Ooh, no. Well, that's why nobody's coming to see you. Okay. We're going to change your brand. All right. We're going to find out where your hourly rate is. And that means all the time you're running to the Bronx to do stupid readings, you won't be doing that anymore. Stupid readings that don't pay you, you won't be doing that anymore. And we're going to monetize your videos on YouTube, which you just talked about, so that you have some passive income. Okay? We're going to automate everything that you do today that you don't need to be doing, so that you have free time. And in that free time, you are going to spend it this year pulling your hair together. We are going to build a look. We're going to build clothing for you. We are going to redo your makeup. We're going to put a skincare regimen in place. We are going to get your mailing list in place, and you are going to start a following and newsletters every week, and you're going to automate all your social media posting. By the end of the 6 months, you should be making at least $10,000 from your YouTube videos, and you should at least have 5,000 followers. That's nothing. On you, between YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, that's the goal. She had 5,000 followers in like 3 months. She just did it. And so she talks a little bit about the last thing that was the culmination of our work together, which was a showcase. And in our coaching together, not only did I pull her brand together and pull her reel together and her press kit, I then taught her how to, research people for money, for investors, but also who could build the kind of career that she wanted to have. And then how to have that meeting to get what you need in that meeting. She booked her big feature film. She signed with Innovative, and she got a manager. She has not stopped since. And maybe she'll say something, but maybe not. It's not working. I don't know, it's not working. It's not working. Yeah, my video's not working. Oh, there it is.
Hi, my name is Brittany Mirabile, and I just completed April Yvette Thompson's Badass Actor Showcase. And let me tell you, one of the biggest things that I took away from this showcase was understanding tone of television shows and understanding what TV shows I should be watching and should be on top of, and what I would be considered for, and what's casting, what's going on. Before, it was a little hazy, like, of course, you watch this show or that show, but there were other shows that I wasn't sure about, and other things like, well, would I really be considered for this? And I have a better understanding of my homework as an actor, wanting to do TV and wanting to break into that, and wanting to be prepared for pilot season, what I should be watching and what I should be doing. So, you better get it together. Get you some April.
I love her so much. She makes me so happy.
Hi, I'm Sheetal Shah, and I just finished April's Badass Actor.
So we can stop there. You guys can watch this on your own. But it's all the folks who did the showcase. And they spent a year putting their brands together. You'll notice people all look like movie stars. They all have representation. They all have reels. We built their reels in the class. We built a press kit. We built how you target somebody, and then when you get the meeting, how you interview them. You go on IMDb and you do your research on them. You have 4 projects in the cooker that you tell this agent or your manager. So I have these 3 films that I've optioned, and I want a manager and agent who can package me with other directors and folks that they, and DPs that they represent. And people were like, how do you even know about this? They're like, I have a business coach named April Yvette Thompson. I was like, it's a business. You come into that meeting like a CEO of your business. You know how to talk about what it is that you would like to do with your career. And then you hand them a press kit that has a DVD. It has your emotional type, your physical type, who you're like, ideal roles, the whole 9, your psychological profile. You give them a script to sell you. Yes, talent's important. I teach the strategy of somebody giving you what you want. And she wanted a major feature film career. Her first gig that she booked was The Purge with no credits, none. I was like, right, because they're sending you out for Buffy, and Buffy's like scared little friend. I was like, whereas you're a murderer and slightly sociopathic. You can play those characters. But she's 5 feet tall, Brittany, who we just saw, and she's teeny. She's a little person with a little cute voice. If you watch her in The Purge, she is a murderer. How did she get that? I was like, business. We targeted people, and we talked to them about her emotional type. We shot a reel with her emotional type. We sold it to some casting directors and to a manager. She got the audition, something they never would have seen her for. And she plays a murdering little cheerleader in The Purge against Michael T. Williamson, the first guy who played my husband in Third Watch, who is 6'6". She's 5 feet tall. He's afraid of her. Now, generally, they would not do that kind of casting because you're like, we need somebody that Michael T. Williamson would actually be afraid of. This girl's like 4 pounds. And I was like, give her the audition. Will scare the fuck out of Michael T. And he sent me a message. Oh my God! He was like, she's terrifying. She's related. She just came up to me and she was like, hey, how are you? I'm April Stevens. And he's like, and then the camera rolled and Demon Seed rolled out. He's like, I would never have had any idea that that tiny little woman was capable of that. They didn't even put her on a standing block because she was so scary. And I was like, right. That's a business strategy. That is how her career took off. Stop being this person who's like, I'll just go out for anything they send me out for, and go, I actually understand this set of psychological traits. I understand, I don't know, what's the murdering guy that eats people's ears that Anthony Hopkins plays?
Oh, yeah.
I understand Hannibal Lecter. And people are like, you're so sweet. She's like, right. Get a blonde white girl to do that. That's not who I am. And she was like, she's like, I have some scenes for you to watch. She just ran her meetings with people like a business meeting. Pulled up the scene on the screen. It was like, see, this emotional type is getting work. And people are like, oh my God, I had no idea. Yeah, it was a business strategy. It wasn't luck. It wasn't an accident. She spent 2 years pulling it together, and she culminated last year. And she got signed with Innovative. Nobody gets signed with Innovative. It's just like, what? After one meeting, they were like, you're in. It was crazy. That's how we do business strategy with artists. We pick a goal. You want a feature film career? This is what it takes to get it. The team, all the business things, the marketing, and the following that you have to have. Because, of course, before she went into the audition, they looked at her social media following on YouTube. Of course they did. That's part of how she got the audition. And we've been spending 2 years working on that. The writers group. Again, you pick a period of time that we're going to say, by this time, I'm going to have a public reading of my script. By this time, I will have submitted it to the Guggenheim Foundation. So I need to not only write the script, but work on the Guggenheim Foundation grant with you, or the Ford Foundation grant. And you're a good coach because you've gotten Ford Foundation money. And I'm like, yes, I have. So let's go. And the first group with the badass writers, I started with retreats. And people would come for an intensive retreat, and then they would do private coaching with me. And then people were like, I need more time, but this is getting expensive. And so I moved to the Mastermind groups. Well, Miss Liz Morgan was like, Child, please. I don't have time for that. Okay, here's the script. Here's the outline. Here's private coaching. I am going to do a reading in time for Adrienne Rich's birthday because my play is modeled after some of her stories. And I was like, oh, that's like 2 months away. She's like, done, got it. She finished the second half of the script during this retreat. And this is what she had to say. You know, right? This is being fakakta. It's totally being fakakta. We'll reload the page and see what she has to say.
I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about the past. It's been 16 hours of intense writing and asking myself the hard questions. And April has just really transformed, I think, my ability to work independently as an artist entrepreneur. I'm ready to go back to my scripts. I know what I'm looking for in my own work so that I can self-evaluate. And now I'm just ready to hit the ground running. I'm really excited.
And she did. She said, you can watch the rest of this. Both of these women have produced their shows. And they are now residents. Nilsa is a resident at the Lone Star Theater Company. And Liz, who you just saw, is a resident at the Liberation Theater Company. And 2 of her plays have been produced. One of which was the one she started writing this weekend. Which she started writing and then she just finished it. Like, she was out of control. Like, she was like, I am finishing this. It wasn't the final draft. But in that Saturday and Sunday, she finished it. It was kind of amazing. This is the kind of stuff that we work on in the Badass Writer Mastermind group, right? We generate raw material. Sometimes if you need 200 pages, some of that is going to be by recording. It's going to be a combination of recording and actually you sitting there typing and me driving that, right? You'll have individual one-on-one meetings with me once a week, but then you'll also be meeting with other people in the class to help you create raw material, which you'll record. So that you guys start to work as a team, bouncing stuff off of each other. Because a lot of times with writers, they get stuck in a character. And since most of my writers are actors turned writers, I then just ask them to start talking as their characters. Tons of that raw footage is amazing. You transcribe it, you can put it in the script as is. It's an amazing, really fast way to write. And it's a process where I really interview a character to get them to start talking about what drives them and their history. We work on generating raw material. We work on writing structure, which I teach you quick, fast, and dirty. I give you my standard outline and I teach you how to work it. We talk about narrative action and how that drives you to the climax and how it's narrative action because it's driven by deeply developed, well-rounded, complicated characters. Thus, your narrative is driven by the complications of who they are. We learned the standard outline format for plays and screenplays, the industry standard. We finish your script. We talk about how we're getting it produced, and we get representation. Plain and simple. Done, done, done. People were like, how can I do this? I was like, starts with the script, but plot by plot. You know, you have these 9 hours with me, but then I also give you recordings of stuff that you've got to get through and assignments you've got to get through. And you don't leave my writing class without having finished. It's just that simple. I don't accept anything else. And when I have people who've come down to the wire and they're not done, then you get locked in a room with me for 16 hours. Me and you and a pen. You can sit down and you can ask Nilsa about it. I'd love for you to watch this video. She talks about 16 hours in a room, just me and her. She's like, I'm up to these. I was like, 16 hours, baby. Me and you. Script, done. Reading, done. Production deal, done. She'd been working on it for 5 years. We finished it in a year and got it produced. Done. At Lone Star Theater Company. And Mandy, who I was talking about, this is my Jersey girl. I love her so fucking much. The deal with Mandy is that Mandy came to me as an actress. And Mandy was like, I got all this training and I did Meisner and we should work on repetition. And then I just feel like in that part where you look at my reel, and I was like, another fucking actor. And she was like, I was like, now look, I could take your money. I'm happy to take your money. I want a little girl to go to college, so I take your money. But I really prefer that you got some shit done. And she was like, I'm from Jersey. I don't know how to write. I don't know how to do business. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. Poor little white girl. Okay. She'd be like, you're such a hard ass. I was like, that's why you're come. I was like, every person that has made a movie, every actor that has made their own film, never did it before. They did it. That's how they learned to do it. And guess what? I've done it. So you don't have to learn like in the dark. So instead of me taking your thousands of dollars for these private coaches, which are getting on my fucking nerves because I don't want to talk about Venus anymore and hear your fucking monologue. I want you to make a fucking movie and make some money and get a career that you want. What are you going in for? Stupid shit. Right. You're a badass girl from Jersey. They've got you playing like some farm girl from like Iowa who doesn't know boo diddy about shit. You are a serious badass with serious psychological issues that are important to you, like addiction and depression that are your emotional cords. You are a Glenn Close. You're just working class. But you got to create a platform for people to understand what it is that you're selling, which is what all artists are doing. You are selling something that is important to you. But if you have no place for people to come see that, guess what? They don't know that you exist. And Mandy was like, well, that's what auditions are for. And I was like, you can't pay a mortgage on auditions and booking guest stars. You can't. Or you could, but you're going to get bored. And then, like, you're a woman and you're white. You're dead at 26. Or the minute you start looking 23. What you gonna do? I was like, it's really bad. And you're a brunette. There's like 150, 70,000, 60 billion millions of you in the industry. But you are unlike anyone I've ever met, Mandy. So what are we gonna do? I can't even get you a meeting because of the way you look, with your little green eyes and your little freckled skin. And she's like, but I'm a badass. I was like, I know. We're going to make a movie, Mandy. She was like, oh my God, this game. I don't know what to do. I was like, we are going to raise the money. You are going to commission the script. You are going to get a following by your crowdfunder. You are going to create content to get people excited about it. You are going to hire, you're going to interview directors. You're going to interview a DP. You're going to interview a line producer. What? I don't even know what these are. We'll do it. She was like, I said, you're going to get a sales rep, you're going to get picture lock, and you're going to get it into festival. What? You're going to get a WGA writer who is famous to write it. What? I was like, then she kept saying, I'm a girl from Jersey. I was like, I don't know this fancy New York shit. I was like, look, I'm a black girl from the projects. We know how to get money. Okay. We're going to do it. And we just mapped it out. I was like, these are 4 writers. I've already talked to them. I've set up meetings for you. You're going to interview each writer and talk about what is emotionally important to you. And then they're going to pitch you an idea of a script that they can write. She was like, who the fuck am I to be calling famous people for meetings? I was like, you're a fucking producer. And she picked up the phone and she called them and she emailed. She was like, they emailed me back for a meeting. She's like, I never had a meeting. I was like, we're on a meeting now, girl. All right, this is what we're going to talk about in the meeting. And you are going to sell them this idea. And then they have to pitch you an idea in response and then send you an outline. She was like, I haven't even paid them yet. I was like, yeah, this is the outline's no good. You're not going to pay them. She was like, that's horrible. I was like, bitch, you got to earn it. That's their audition. Don't you got to audition? They got to audition too. You can pay them thousands of dollars. She did the meetings. Then I set up meetings for her with directors and line producers. And she was like, I just walked her through it. I was like, the key component is you have a WGA writer that people respect. So a bunch of people are going to take the meeting because they respect the writer. I was like, and I'm not recommending you to these writers because I know them. One of them is my best friend in the world. This is a WGA writer. You got to pay her $20,000. She's my best friend, but you still got to pay her $20,000. You know, another one is a staff writer in LA for a show. And I was like, but they want to get an indie film. So you pitch them a good idea they're excited about. You will then get the DP and the director and the editor that you want. See how that works? Because she will draw, that writer will draw the other talent. She's like, oh. And right about the same time that her movie is coming out, the writer is directing her feature. That's not an accident that we're making these two come out in the same year. That was a business strategy. The writer is Jessica Blank. She was the writer that took it on. She met with 3 or 4 other people, but Jessica was the one, I really want to write about this woman's story, and gave her an amazing outline. And I was like, well, Jessica, her movie's going to come out by here. And Mandy's looking at me like, it is? Yes. Your movie is going to drop at festivals during this time. Jessica, your movie is going to drop, because at that time, I was talking to Jessica about her feature, her novel. Jessica Blank wrote The Exonerated. She like does everything under the sun, and she's like Jesus and his father, and a Black woman and a white woman and a Puerto Rican migrant worker. Like, she has everybody in one body. She has a lot going on. She's written 4 novels, 3 plays, directed play, like, she does a lot. And she got her book, her second book, Almost Home, optioned and raised several $1 million, and just shot it as a film and directed and produced it. She's a beast. And I was like, great. So your movie is going to be at the festivals that Mandy's is going to be at. So your name's going to be up there twice as a writer at the same festivals. And she was like, fucking badass. I'm like, no, that's the plan. So all over Sunday, it's going to be like, just go play. They're going to be like, how this bitch got 2 movies? She got a crazy hippie mogul best friend behind her going, do this. What we're going to do. Mandy's idea is great. And the content is very similar in the 2 films. They're very hard-hitting, which is also amazing. So Mandy's film just premiered at Soho Film Festival week before last, and she got nominated Best Actress. And she's emailing me like, I was like, bitch, do you have your stilettos so you will go get your award? What are you wearing? Why are you calling me? You are a movie star. You're supposed to be like, I can't believe this happened. You're supposed to walk up there and be like, so my career at this point was like, you got to go cut the stilettos. Let me see him. I was like, that's great. And you were going to be the actress from Jersey without acrylic nails with real training, who's playing a complicated character. She's like, damn, you are a bitch. Do it. We're going to do some photo shoots of you. We are going to create an image of who you are in this industry. And the rest is history. We shot her. We made a star. We made a star. Plain and simple. The movie's out there. It's getting raves. It will get her a lead in the next film. Something she was not doing before that. And getting paid. I'm like, what is all this waiting tables, dancing? Who? What the hell did you? Because Mandy was a dancer with the Rockettes. I was like, that's a lot of work, girl, for that little bit of money. You don't need to work that hard. Get your legs up. Shoot a movie once a year for 3 months and then go lay down. And you make $3.20. She was like, I was like, yeah, biatch, we're finna do this. But now, she's a total badass. She wasn't there, but now she's totally like, fuck it.
I've been working with April for about 2 years now. I've been working with her on becoming a badass actor. And what that means to me is making no excuses and really doing the work, doing everything that she tells you to do. Get your ass off the book. Really know your lines by rote. Today we learned some Shakespeare work. We learned 9 tools of learning how to do Shakespeare. I'm going to tell you the secrets. But we want to become a badass actor.
And you can watch the rest of these. There's a whole bunch of clients who are like working, who have agents now through the process. At that point, Mandy and I were still working on presentations and how to do interviews and how to look like a star. And I use Shakespeare to help people who have issues with dialect to get to neutral. So there's an African-American standard that, you know, when you're in grad school, people put you on probation because you can't get rid of your dialect. And everybody's like, what dialect? That's how everybody talks where I'm from, right? It's great to be able to talk like where you're from. It's great to be able to talk like somebody else too. You want the flexibility. So one of the exercises that I do with actors who are said to me, I would like to be a star. I was like, right, you're going to do this Shakespeare drill. I'm going to send you to my reader and you're going to clean up the speech for mics. Sibilance, too much dialect, right? When I fall into sounding like a black girl, it is totally intentional because that's when people listen to me. When I'm perky little hippie, bohemian, little Oreo cookie, nobody does what I say, but I will like, bitch, then everybody does what I say. So you use what you have, right? When I started this trajectory, I was listening to Ani DeFranco and I wore ripped jeans and I was a bald head. I went to Vassar. I dated a guy who looked like the lead from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was totally like, Beauty Prima Chosen. And people were, you know, like, are you a lesbian? I was like, I am who I am. Okay. I was that. And then I came to business and they're like, okay, you got to sing gospel and you got to talk like that. And I was like, okay. And people were shocked. They're like, you don't sing gospel? I was like, I know Sarah Vaughan. My mom sings Sarah Vaughan. They were like, my mom sings Beverly Sills too. My mom sang Vaughan. And they were like, I was like, they were like, you're not doing that. I was like, what? I was like, oh, you need black girl voice. Oh, okay, I'll give you that. And then I worked, and then I got tired of black girl voice only. That's fine. I was like, you know, I'm Cuban. Like, no. Cubans don't look like you. Sorry? No, Cubans don't look like you. I got it. I was like, she's Colombian with an O, not a U. And they were like, I was like, I'm Cuban. The country's 98% black. Everybody looks like me. And a few white people. And some Jews. That's it. And the Jews are all my doctors. There's like 5 Cuba. And they have Spanish names. But they have red hair. And they're Jewish. And they were like, oh? I was like, bet you didn't know that either. Tons of redheads running around in Cuba who are Cuban and Jewish. But everybody else is black. I was like, it's a notion. It's a notion about who you are and what you have to sell and what you're capable of. You have to change that. And you do it with business strategy. That's what all these emails are about. Tehran, I really love. Tehran, I met while he was still at Rutgers. And I came to Rutgers to teach a workshop. And Tehran was like, I'm going to be a star. I was like, yeah, boy, you ain't even out of your little BFA program. You're a star, girl. I was like, girl. I was like, probably a star. You don't know? He had a plan. He's like, I was right for this role in Spike Lee's movie. I was right for this role in that movie. I was right for that role. I'm going to the festivals. I'm going to meet those people. By the time I graduate, they will already know me. And it was true. And he graduated, and he booked Red Hook Summer. And the rest is history. And then he just kept booking movies. He kept booking movies. I was like, so what's the plan now? What's the plan, Tehran? What's the plan now? You're booking movies and you're making a shitload of money, but that can stop at any time. What is the plan? You should have 4 or 5 things in the cooker, right? You should have a manager or a business manager or some crazy woman like me pitching your work and packaging you. And he was like, I was like, don't you have a baby on the way? Didn't you just pay for a wedding? He said, get it together. Well, he's raising money for his second film. And I was like, and the first time he was like, oh, I'm scared to write. I was like, let me tell you something really sexy. When you write and produce and act, you get 3 different checks. And then you get 3 different kinds of residual checks. Huh? I was like, because the director also gets a producer credit. So he gets points. And then the producer raises money, so he gets points. And then the actor gets residuals. 3 checks while you're sleeping. He was like, this is a no-brainer. Why am I doing other people's movies? Mike's not doing cameos in his movies just because. There's Netflix now. He gets a check. He gets a check. Especially for the movies where he had a big part. He gets a residual check. He ain't stupid. I'm like, I'm in everything I produce. I have clients writing things where there's no parts in it for them. I was like, you're an actor, what? Are you writing for Viola? She got enough work. She don't need it. And Meryl, I just talked to Meryl. She is booked through 2020. So who are you writing this for? And they're like, I'm like, no, but like on the real, I produce film. Idris and Viola are booked through 2025. Get on the, they're done, even if they like your script. And Meryl doesn't like anything. I know. I went to school with her. So I see her at Vassar functions, and she's like, oh, and I just got this thing, and she's booked. Like, she's done. I'm not even being pretentious. She has to go home to her children and drink wine in the evening. Like, she does not have time for all this. I'm looking at what you're writing, and I can tell you she doesn't want to do that. So what the fuck are you writing for? Don't you want 3 checks? Don't you want 3 residual checks? Points. I was like, even if it's a play, the writer gets percentage of the house. If you're smart, I always get percentage of house. I don't care if it's a small house. Percentage of house. Period. Producer credit. I was like, what were you doing? And Teron was like, this is good. I was like, but it was, he had to make that transition. He was in TV and film. He was getting film checks, 250,000 here, 250,000. He's like, oh, that's good enough. I was like, but what if you could be making that all the time and get residuals for being the director and the writer and the producer? He was like, I can do that? I was like, watch. I was like, and here's how you're going to raise money so people will come and see the movie. Even if you have to distribute it yourself. And now there's a lot of money on Netflix to be made from self-distribution. If you look on my reel, there's a movie called Backwards. And Megan, the producer, she's an actress, wanted to get it sold. And then the sales reps, who I know sales reps, the sales reps usually make money on your first movie and you make none. And she was like, fuck that. And she distributed herself. She's like, I'm going to go to the Midwest. I'm a white girl. And in the Midwest, I'm going to show it at colleges and universities and women's groups. And people are going to buy it. And that's what happened. And then Netflix bought it. And she made all of her money back, plus her salary. It was very fucking smart. Because I remember I was in the movie. I know one of the producers. And she's like, will you come and do this really fast? I was like, producer to producer. Okay, I'll do you a solid. And I was like, but she's like, as a producer, do you think I should distribute? I was like, honey, self-distribute. It's a woman's movie. It's a rom-com made by a woman for a woman. You'll make money. And I was like, you'll make money because you look like a white girl from the Midwest. She's like, and that's your audience. Go make money. Nobody makes money on their first movie. Megan made money. So I said to Teron, if you have to release this motherfucker in every urban center from Philly to Chicago yourself, you'll make your money back. Because you're a Spike Lee dude. You already have an audience. You just have to massage them. And that's what he's doing. Defining moments. He's collecting his residual checks from all his movies. And now he's learning how to make money as a self-producing artist. So maybe he could say no to Spike Lee, which, are we still recording? Okay, I'm about to say something evil, so I should stop recording just for a minute. So that I don't get in trouble for what I'm about to say. Okay, but I gotta figure out how to turn this off. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it. I said, okay, we should sign on here. The rest is history. When they said, and the Tony goes to the best revival, Porgy and Bess, Susan Lori Parks, and And Ron K. Jones and I were on the other side of the theater, leaning up against the wall, because we're like, we're not going to get on Broadway. And they're like, pour your best. Bitch said, pour your best. Our skirts and ran. We had to go out the double door and run to the other side of the theater. And all of the ushers was like, y'all won. I was like, the black people and all the ushers were like, the black people want to come anymore. And they opened the doors. And we flew to the winner's circle. And if you see them, I had one of the pictures on my wall that someone took from me. We're like, all three of you look like, damn. All three of us in the camera. We're like, everyone was like, I can't even believe it happened. And there's just all blonde Nordic producer behind me, who I never even met. There were like hundreds of producers, like little mini producers. We were like, first time on Broadway. But he was like a big money man. I didn't know him. And he was like, you're one of the producers, you're hot. I was like, thank you. He was like, we fucking won. I was like, yeah, I think all of us on the dais, and he just stopped looking so surprised that we won. Like, we social media the fuck out of that show. We did. It didn't make money, which is very hard on Broadway, but we made the money back in the tour. How? Following. Just keep emailing. Make friends in Chicago. You know, when we went to screen films, we would go to churches. We would go to organizations of organizations of organizations. Find out the people you went to college with. What organizations are they attached to? Email them on Facebook. Guess how we got the stars of Blue Caprice? Facebook, bitches. Facebook. Facebook. And they got the email. Why? Because we have a huge following. And we post constantly. Why is Isaiah Washington on Facebook at 4 o'clock in the morning going, I really want to play this role? I was like, I spread all my lies and I get your newsletter. I was like, I text you on Facebook. Yeah. And I was like, I'm good. You know, we ain't got no money. No, I'm not. Just following. Get people attached to your work. Everyone that I know of has been like, I have seen every one of your movies. I was like, you sat through all that depressing shit? Damn. It's hard for brown people, huh? I was like, I couldn't watch all of our movies in one weekend. I'd kill myself. Oh, you're a trans kid. Oh, okay. God, I hate you. You're going to die. Okay, great. Oh, you're going to be shot because you're a Black Panther. Okay. Wendell, evil FBI guy. Oh, I mean, great movies. That we talk about and sell stories that have deep meaning for us. And that's what people, and in particular, if you're writing complicated, layered characters, it's really easy to get stars. Because guess what? All they're getting are, no offense, Marvel comic strip characters. That's only work coming to American actors. And then maybe a couple of TV shows with some good writing. But then American actors are sitting over here looking at the Brits having a fucking attitude. American actors have real attitude with the Brits. I recently was casting something and I wanted to go with some British actors. I got a very toasty email from a very famous star from America. The fuck you get high? I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. You gonna go to London? What? I mean, like, he was cussing me out. And at the end, he's like, I'm sorry. But I was like, we can have coffee and discuss. I'm not even gonna say it was. Just think of a Black actor who's very famous that would say motherfucker all the time. And I was like, oh. Shh. And I was like, so I'm just a minor producer. No, you the woman that on them videos. I was like, oh my God. He's like, I know you're not shy. I was like, he's like, you're Isaiah Washington doing that movie on the fucking Facebook. He's like, you can do what you want. I was like, Ron, can you talk to me? He's like, nah, that email was to you, boo. You the one on the YouTube. He's like, I'm listening. Why are you hiring British actors? I was like, because they get to play complicated characters. And if I say to them, I need you to learn Cuban Spanish for for this role. You know who's going to do that? Jeffrey Wright. You know who else? No fucking body. And no fucking body lives right there. No fucking body. Gonna do it. No fucking body. You're going to come into the audition with a Spanish-English dictionary. Or you're going to give me this bullshit when I'm on the phone with CAA. Oh, well, he shouldn't have to audition. I don't know if that motherfucker could speak Spanish. And plus, I don't know if he sounds like a Cuban. You do know that Puerto Ricans and Cubans don't sound alike. And you know that white Puerto Ricans sound different from black Puerto Ricans. And they're like, I don't think that really matters. We can send Stephen Bauer. I was like, the man is black and Cuban. Black like Arsenio Rodriguez, like black like the night black. He sounds like a fucking African when he speaks. You can't even understand his speech. What do you mean? Stephen Bauer can't play him. Oh my God. So that was my response to this actor. I was like, they do theater. The arts are funded in England. So actors get to do theater a lot. You don't just roll out and be a star. Like here, I'm on a reality TV show. Oh, put it in a movie. That would not happen in London. Like audiences would throw trash at you on the stage. Like, what? You have no training? Shut the fuck up. Like, how are you on TV and you've not done plays? We've never seen you. People won't watch the show if it's not somebody they've seen on the West End. They're serious about that. You have to, and that's because the arts are funded, right? So if you work for a theater, it's like working for the city. It's a government job. So you can make a living at it. So there's no excuse not to have training there. And the result is that actors play so much more shit. Here, we play drug dealers, hoes, hookers, bad guys. That's it. We're never called upon to do dialects. We're never called upon to do period work. We're never called upon to do other things. Unless you make that your choice as an actor. And very few actors have done that. So that becomes the conundrum. So if you make characters, and when I talk about making, since we were talking about these mastermind groups, I'm not necessarily talking about you writing the content. Sometimes if it's faster to hire a writer to do it, do it. What matters is the story you're telling getting done? And do you really want to be a writer? Because I don't work with actors who don't really want to write. If they're really just like, I want to make a movie, I was like, then you don't need to spend this year learning how to write and do narrative structure with me. Because it's a fucking beast. It's a lot of fucking work. You could learn how to hire someone. You could learn how to do an outline. You could learn how to pitch to a writer and get drafts. You can learn how to do that. I taught Mandy to do that. You know, you don't have to. Doing the Badass Writers Group, I always say to people, it's really, yes, you learn the business, but if you don't feel like being a writer, this would not be the group. Take the business strategy. And I'll show you how to hire a writer because the writers grind. I won't lie. Like they grind. Like you saw Liz. Liz can write a play in a weekend. Well, that's because Liz really likes writing and she's incredibly fast. Everybody else that weekend was like, I think I want to die. I was like, she's been coaching with me. She's just used to it. You know, that's not for everybody. And she spent a lot of coaching money learning how to do that because she really wants to also be a writer. You don't have to do that. And you can have projects in the cooker all the time. I strongly advise, do not act, write, produce, and direct at the same time. I tell people that all the time. Maybe you can do it with a movie, but then you got to have enough money to hire a team of badasses. And to hire a team of badasses, you got to have a lot of money. Okay? Like for Blue Caprice, we brought the director's team over from France because we had seen that team work. They didn't need anybody. His first AD was like a machine. She was Focus Feature. No, Focus ain't got no real money on set. She was Warner Brothers. She handled like they moved like this. Done. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I was like, they were worth every penny. And they cost 4 times as much because they're foreign. 1, nobody was of color. 2, like they cost so much more, right? But we shot a film in 25 days. So when you can hire the badasses, and they are going to cost more. But Mandy's first film, I was like, yes, you're not going to get that writer you were in a writing group with and pay him $500. You're going to get a $20,000 WGA writer. How am I gonna do that? I don't know, but let me tell you something. You will be getting an award with a $20,000 WGA writer with films and plays in the cooker, like with a track record of making money. Because again, that's the first thing that a producer's gonna be like, who's your writer? What's her writer star meter? Oh, that bitch is getting paid. That bitch made $14 million on her first play. Okay, where's that sign? And the rest is history. It was worth her learning. It was worth Mandy learning how to raise money as opposed to learning how to write. Now you just hire people. And now once you know how to raise money and you know how to do that as part of building audience, you don't never have to be broke. I'm never broke. People are writing me going, can I support your work? I was like, I'll take your money, but I'd rather you like buy something. They were like, don't you have a I was like, I don't have a link unless I'm doing a fundraiser. Now, if you do follow me on Facebook, you do know that I curse people out who complain about white people making black people stories and so you won't have this. But sometimes you have to wake your followers up. So I posted, I was like, whoa, after we won the Tony a couple of weeks ago for Jitney, and people were upset that Lynn Meadows spoke. Watch the recording. Do y'all have any questions before I go?
Not all of it.
The next Monday for the business mastermind, that's being changed, right? So,
you need to email me about that.
Okay.
Because all of the people in the business mastermind class are on set. I can't stand any of you. Okay. I can't, I just, Angela is in the business class. Her show opens tonight. Watch Angela on Snowfall on FX, my client. It premieres tonight, and she's a series regular. But she's also in the business strategy group, and she can't make it because they are still doing rollout in another city. So, and Modesto Lassen, I don't know if you guys know Modesto. I cast him in a play, but he's like a big Latin television star who's like, I need to make more money. I want to start a production company. So he's taking the business strategy class. But you should watch him on Netflix. He is in this movie called The White Slave that is like fucking genius. I mean, he's doing this Celia Cruz movie that's on Netflix right now. He's in it. He's a star or whatever. I don't love that like I love La Esclava Blanca. He is stunning. He's like a black Anthony Hopkins in Spanish. He's just like such a stunning actor. I want to have a child with him. I told him that, but he was taking me literally. I was like, but not like such an amazing fucking actor. When he does a play he does stuff at Repertorio Español because he loves some playwrights when he's not shooting movies. You can go see him in a play in Spanish and you'll know what's going on. He is extraordinary. He changes the air when he walks on stage. Check out The White Slave on Netflix and you'll see what I mean. His name is Modesto Lassen. He's just, I'm so glad he's joining this book. He should be he's joining the business strategy group. As far as I'm concerned, he should be a huge star in the United States. It's race because he speaks perfect English. He's spectacular. You know, when he plays American parts, you don't know that he's really Puerto Rican. And Puerto Rican black, totally different from American black. Totally different. No accent, nothing. Right? I had him play a Cuban character from the 40s. No accent, like dead on. He sounded like he was from Buena Vista Social Club in 1943. I was like, how do you even do that? Like, their Spanish is different. They speak with like a bunch of African words. It's called lukumi. He was like, I had to learn it. It's extraordinary. He's just an amazing actor. So I'm so glad he's joining the business strategy group, but he's filming next week too in Chile, I think. So email me. We're going to find another time for all you fucking movie stars. And aren't you at the festival? Don't you have something going on?
I'm at the festival July 31st, but that's the only Monday that I had a problem with.
Okay. Because I know he's a big artistic director, Garland. I can brag about my clients right now. He's like somebody famous, and he is a black man. Okay. So he is the black man of the theater. If there's any, like, one of my clients was very concerned that I was talking about black people. And Garland was on the phone. Everybody else on the phone was a Black person. And she's like, how could you say that? You know, that man. I was like, Garland is a Black man. She's like, you're a good spot. I was like,
I don't know how to do
oh,
that.
there you are. You're unmuted now.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
So I live in Canada. I'm Canadian. And it's really hard to get projects going, especially with your own funding in Canada. I have, my husband and I, we have this idea of this project, and we want to get it on its feet. We've thought of doing a teaser, doing some crowdfunding. The biggest thing is just that support, building those followers, and I feel like I'm just starting at ground level and even below ground level because I'm Canadian.
Well, if it's I can't talk too much about the project, but I can say that one of the films that is currently in development right now is some Canadian filmmakers who have never made anything. And people were like, the casting director didn't even want to take them on. I was like, I love the script. I love the script. So I'm going to fight. And it's not that hard. You just have to get somebody on the team to guide you through it, which is what we're doing. Like, guiding through the script. I'm like, this packaging is not right. The casting that you want to do, I know they're really great on the continuum, and you got all these great Canadian actors. Some not so great. Okay. And I was like, but what about that one and that one and that one? And they were like, oh, how do you know them? I was like, I watch Canadian TV. I'm an addict. And it was like people they hadn't thought. I was like, mix it with an American cast. And then just some of the writing we had to tweak, but the packaging. And the advantage with Canada is that you get money from the UK if you're packaged properly. How do I know that? It's good. It's so good. There's a way, which is what we're doing. We're getting funding from the UK. If it was just American, we couldn't do that, right? And then we are going to get them into American film festivals. They were like, maybe we can get in Toronto. I was like, we get you into Sundance. You going to Toronto? That's a no fucking brainer. They were like, oh, you're a badass. I was like, please. We get you to Berlin. You're in Toronto. I was like, but it's hard. You know, Jesus was just Mary's son in Bethlehem. He had to move away to become the Messiah. I mean, so like, it's hard to like blow your shit up and impress people because they're like, "Are you from Ontario? Whatever." Shut up. Like, you got to go someplace, get in there. It happened to me with my first show. My first show was produced in New York, and the people in Miami were like, "Is that show about us?" The Miami Herald wrote this huge article. They were like, "This is an outrage. This woman grew up 10 minutes from the Miami Herald building, and she is being produced off-Broadway. Why is this play not being produced here in Miami?" A week later, I got an offer for $25,000 to come and do my show for a weekend. Because you know what? I was just April Yvette Thompson from the Pork and Bean Projects in Miami. But in New York, I was a child of the ghetto. And all of the very rich liberal white people can be like, we are part of bringing this child out of the ghetto. Amen. Look how smart she is. She knows what she's doing. Because at home, I couldn't be the Messiah. Here, I could be the Black Messiah. You got to come into America and be the Messiah here. Did you find me from the Toronto filmmaking group? How did you find me? Yeah, because I'd be on there busting chops sometimes. Somebody got mad at me. But I was like, I have clients in Toronto. I have 3 writers. I have a couple of actors. Were you in the class with Joel? No, I'm talking about Garland. Oh, I think you did afterwards. But Joel was an actor. He was in Toronto. You could be that. You could be Angelina Jolie here. You can't be Angelina Jolie there. Because you're from there. Where are you in Canada? You're blocked. I can't hear you again. Turn up your volume.
On your computer?
Yeah, you're going out. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
All right. I live in the GTA, kind of like 30 minutes from Toronto. So.
Girl, this could be done. This could be done. This could be done. You just have to build a base and get an American producer interested early on to help you develop the script. And one project at a time. And you may want to develop something small. I always say, making movies costs a lot of fucking money. Making web series costs a lot of fucking money. Money that could be used for PR. This is the other thing that I learned about making projects. The King's Speech, great movie. Oscar worthy? Not so much. They spent $1 million to make that movie. What did they do? Go in a back room someplace in like some London dungeon or some shit, and they shot the whole fucking movie, right? Colin was like, I get to play the prince. I'll work for scale, whatever. They paid them nothing. The Weinstein brothers paid them nothing. The movie cost nothing to make. They spent $50 million on rollout. They bought the Oscar. They bought it. I mean, salespeople were getting fucking swag bags with sweatshirts and wine and cheese and brie, and I mean, the swag kits that you got, it was all PR. People were like, how did this movie come? I was like, every person, every decision maker, every taste maker in the world got not one, several swag kits from the Weinstein. From rappers to modern dancers to choreographers to like avant-garde artists. It was just a talk. That's how that got the Oscar. Lesson learned here: do not pay your actor $1,500 to fly to do some ADR. Take that $1,500 and put it in a Facebook ad campaign. Careful how you spend your money. Get everything else donated. Our ADR, donated. Sound mixing, donated. Editing, deals, bargaining, done. With people we owe favors, they owe us a favor, and we just switch. They're like, I will help you edit that thing, that documentary. It's not going to make any money if you edit this. Spend your money on the rollout. I cannot tell you how incredibly important that is. So that you have first class tickets and a place to put your people up, your actors up at every festival, and that gets super expensive. But if you don't have your actors there, or whoever's famous on your team, like your director of photography or one of your producers, they need to be at every major screening. And you need to fly them out and house them. A lot of your money goes there. Hiring a very fancy PR person or company rather, like the Anderson Group, which we just fucking buckled down and did it. It's expensive. And Angela, my client, who's on the show tonight, signed with them. I was just like, it's going to take all of my money. This is my first TV show. I was like, I don't care if you have to sell your first child and sell some movie on the strip. Get this PR person. You will be on another television show in weeks. Pay the money. And they cost. Good PR people cost. But you'll be on Oprah. They cost. You know, you're paying them. Even if they're doing a cheapie and you say, I'll do your movie, you're looking at $10K a month. But you'll be in the New York Times. That shit matters. Talent? Yeah, not so much. Quality of the script matters so that you can get great talent. Or if not great talent, money-making talent. The script needs to be something that people go, oh, if you have no money. So that's my quick, cheap advice for people who sign up in the next 24 hours for one of these strategy groups. I will give you one free class of your choice. My classes are 16 hours. They usually cost about $400. So that's a freebie. You get to pick. I'll send you a list.
Okay.
And you'll get to pick. But only if you sign up at the first two people, because I don't have that many spaces left. Because I opened this to my clients like Garland, who just wouldn't go away first. I mean, he just like really wouldn't go away. I was like, is there something else I can tell? I was like, no, there's nothing else you can take. But I saw this recording. That's not relevant to you. I was like, whoa. Okay. I actually had to make more classes so that Garland would have classes. That's how bad. I'm being serious. I was like, oh, I totally have to make this into a class.
Okay. That's why I'm looking at producing my own material because fuck this. And I'm really not getting the opportunities as an actress that I want and not to my emotional type. So that's why I'm looking at producing this.
Oh, did you write me something? You wrote me about the emotional type, didn't you?
I did.
April, I'm watching you in that emotional type. I was like, oh shit, he's watching. That shit is gold. That is how Mandy got her script. I'm going to stop this call because I'll talk on forever, but I'm going to tell you how she used the emotional type to get to me.
I'm very new to this. I'm a writer and like an actor turned writer. And I don't know. I'm just like trying to take in as much like learning as I can just from everybody else. So
what is it you want to make? You want to write something for yourself to act in?
Yeah. I'm working on a web series right now that's like really deeply based in kind of like a character that's like me. So yeah.
Hi, Issa Rae. I have a woman that just signed up. I don't know where she came from. She just gave me her money. I was like, are you sure you want to do this? And she was like, Mariska Phillips. I was taking her acting class, and she told me to stop taking the class and go to you and make a show. I was like, she's like, where do I sign? I was like, have you written anything? No. Mariska said that you would take care of that. I was like, oh my God. She's like, you beat people and make them like right. I was like, are you? She's like, that's what Mariska said. I was like, oh, you're saying that about me. But her name's Juanita, and she's like, I want to do a web series about me. I was like, have you ever done a web series? No. I was like, have you ever written? No. I was like, you ready for class this Saturday? She's like, yeah. I was like, bring it. You should join us. All the women, one man. I'm trying to get rid of him, but he keeps coming back. In the writing class. I love him, really. All the men in the man in the writing class, all of them are actors turned writers, writing their first piece. The rest of my clients have produced, and I told them, you don't need to take class with me anymore because you've produced the damn thing. Stop coming back. So I've been reading this since my last breakup. So I was sharing it. I was sharing it with Garland and any other man that has come near me. And I was reading it on the subway, and my therapist told me it was a bad idea. I was like, yeah, because guys got upset with me. They're like, what are you doing? I was like, and they were like, my plumber was flummoxed. Of course we're necessary. What is this? We haven't spoken all afternoon.